This is Dr. B. Krishnachandra Kirti, Assistant Professor of English, Dr. BRR Government College, Jadcherla. In this class, let us learn some aspects of what a functional CV is. So, CV, popularly known as curriculum vitae, uh, there are different types of CVs. Of these different types of CVs, two formats are most important. They are the chronological CV and the functional CV. And in the previous class, we discussed the chronological CV, and in this class, let us learn about what a functional CV is. A functional CV, also known as skills based CV, highlights your skills and abilities rather than your academic qualifications and employment history. So there is a sharp contrast between a chronological CV and a functional CV. In a chronological CV, academic qualifications and professional skills or experience they are given importance, whereas in case of a functional CV, the skills and abilities of the candidate are given utmost priority. Instead of giving your information in chronological order, a functional CV organizes your skills into various categories. So, there is a sharp difference in many aspects between these two formats of CV. In a chronological CV, the details are arranged in the form of chronological order, a descending order. In a functional CV, skills are given focused, skills are given importance, and skills are focused. Functional CVs are job specific and they work well even if there are gaps in your career, or if you have changed your tracks too often, or if you had several short stints of employment rather than one continuous career. So, in a chronological CV, the candidate with gaps or breaks in career or study who does not have any breaks, who has a steady career graph, who does not switch over or shift from one field of study to another field of study, or from one field of career job to another job, from one firm to another firm frequently, the chronological CV is not suitable to such candidates. But here, the functional CVs are job specific and they work well for those candidates even if they have gaps or breaks in their career, or even if they have changed their tracks too often, fields of study or fields of career, fields of job, places, firms, etc., even when they don't have a continuous career. Here, the focus is what sort of skills do they have, whether they fit for the post or job or not. That is what matters most. In a functional CV, the summary of the career comes at the end. A functional CV projects your transferable skills and helps you to draw the attention of the prospective employer to only those aspects of your career that you want to emphasize. So, in a functional CV, the candidate has to project his transferable skills, the sets of skills which he has and which he can apply to the job or post, and through which he can draw the attention, he can attract the attention of the prospective employer. That is, that part is to be focused. It also gives the employer an opportunity to assess whether or not you have the skills that are required for the job. From the candidate's point of view, he has to focus on that area where he can project his skills, where he is strong in terms of skills, so as to attract the attention of the employer. And from the employer's point of view, he has an opportunity to assess whether the candidate with a particular set of skills is suitable, or whether he can fit into the groove or not. A functional CV has the same elements. Coming to the structure of the functional CV, it has the same elements as a chronological CV. That means there are 6 sections, but they are arranged differently. The order of the CV, they vary. The structure varies. They are arranged differently, keeping in view the priorities. Priorities change. In a chronological CV, academic qualifications and professional experience they matter much. Whereas in a functional CV, skill sets matter much. So keeping in view the priority, the preferences, the order of the components in structure also vary. The first section is personal information. Here let us take up Ramesh, flat number 203, phase 2, Metro Palmguru Apartments, Somajigoda, Hyderabad, 5,82,000. Mobile number 75697398821. Email ramesh123@gmail.com. And in the personal information, name, date of birth, age only if required. These details are to be given. Date of birth and age are to be given if only required. Postal address are to be given. After this, you may add a brief personal profile in 4 to 5 sentences, focusing on your key strengths and outlining your career objective, the position you aspire for. So what is to be given, what is to be mentioned under personal information section? If we look at it, name first thing, date of birth and age not mandatory, optional. Postal address, it is to be given. A brief personal profile in 4 to 5 sentences. What should be written, what should be incorporated or included under this personal profile section or head, subhead? Focus on key strengths, where the areas where that particular candidate is strong. Outline your career objective. What is the career objective? The position he aspires for, what he wants to become. So here, the sample, if we look at the sample given, I am a postgraduate in English with considerable industry exposure and experience in training, content development, coordination, and leadership. I am capable of achieving personal as well as institutional goals, as evidenced by my career graph and successes at workplace. I am now looking for a challenging position that offers long-term potential in research, training, and content development. Coming to the second section, skills and abilities. The focus of a functional CV is on the skills and abilities that you possess rather than when and where you have acquired them. So, the academic qualifications and professional experience are not so important. That's number one. And the second one is the entire focus is on skills and abilities, what you can do and perform, what you have done and performed, the roles and responsibilities you have discharged, the skills you have possess, the skills that you possess, rather than when you have acquired them, where you have acquired them from. So instead of listing the jobs that you have done or their designations, mention the functions you have performed, followed by the evidence of your skills in those roles. So rather than making a long list of the organizations where you have worked, your designations, period of work, place of work, etc., make a mention of the functions, a description of the roles, the responsibilities you have discharged, followed by evidence. Don't forget to produce or substantiate evidence of your skills in those areas, in those roles. Here, if we look at the candidate CV, Ramesh CV, training, I have conducted language training course for 6 batches of newly recruited personnel in the last 2 years. Each batch comprised 35 members and the duration of each course was 6 weeks. The training led to a noticeable increase in the retention rates of employees. Marketing. I have successfully marketed language training modules for in service personnel. The career growth of the trainees proves the effectiveness of the modules. Leadership. I have led a team of 6 language trainers and our team won the best performance award this year. And the third section of the functional CV is career history. So it's a brief summary of your career. Instead of a job title, describe your role and responsibility in each job. So again here you need to describe your roles, responsibilities, a description or a detailed description of what you have discharged, what sort of duties you have discharged and executed, what you have achieved, rather than the designations you have taken up. Language Coordinator, Prime Technologies, Hyderabad, 2016 to till date. In this position, I am responsible for recruiting, training personnel, training the trainers, coordinating with the HR department, marketing head, in-house limited, Hyderabad, 2014 to 15. I was responsible for demonstrating the language software developed by the company in professional colleges in South India and procuring orders for them. A research fellow, Language Institute, Pune, 2013 to 14. My role in this job was to conduct surveys in schools and colleges, collect and collate data, so this is about career history. Coming to the next section, education and training. Rather than listing the academic degrees you possess, mention the skills you have acquired in each of the courses. See that you highlight those skills that are relevant to the job you applied for. As part of the acquisition of academic degrees, everyone learns certain skills. Here also, in a functional CV, the candidate is expected to make a mention of the skills he has acquired in each of the courses rather than the names of the degrees he has acquired. And among those skills also, it is better to make a mention of such skills which are needed, which are relevant, which he can apply for the job he has applied for. In 2016, I successfully completed a diploma course in teaching language from Open University while continuing a full-time job. MA English, Usmania University, 2012. Coursework included writing a project report and practice teaching. Besides learning the theoretical aspects of the language, I learnt research methodology through project work and classroom skills through peer teaching. And the next section is interests and achievements. Mention your interests, particularly those that are relevant to the job, that are useful to the job applied for, or those that reflect on your personality. Once again, the focus whatever the candidate has to mention or mentions should be made keeping in view the relevance of such information for the job applied for here, and which reflect his personality too. That is also important. I am an active member of the voluntary organization Hyderabad Rocks, which works for the preservation of the rock shapes of Hyderabad. I won the Employee of the Year Award 2016 for contributing to corporate life. I was awarded the Best Student Prize 2012 during my postgraduate course at Usmania University. I am proficient in Hindi, English, and Telugu, and I am currently learning Chinese and Esperanto. The last section of a functional CV is references, and it is the most important one too. And the candidates are expected to furnish two references whom he knows and who know him well, who have a good opinion of him and are willing to pass positive remarks about him when asked for. And the candidate has to inform the references well in advance, take their consent, so that when they get any queries, they should respond. They will be in a position to respond positively and favorably in his favor. Give their addresses, contact numbers, email IDs, designations, etc. Here once again, Miss Sanya Mirza, Head HR and Training, Prime Technologies, Hyderabad, 5,32. Mobile 07040555444. Email mirjas@email.com. And Professor M.S. Rao, Head Department of English, Usmania University, Hyderabad, 5,07. Mobile 07118182711. Email msr@email.com. And covering letter or cover letter is a common thing for both the chronological CV and the functional CV. The CV should be preceded by a covering letter. It is a mandatory enclosure. It is a mandatory predecessor or precursor to a CV. A cover letter is a common component of all types of CVs. The cover letter is a formal address which provides a short profile, 3 to 5 lines, or personal statement describing the current status and career objective of the candidate. Do not repeat any information. So, in the cover letter, the candidate makes a formal address to the employer, speaks about himself, his strengths, his skills in brief, and his current status, what he aspires for in the organization, and how he thinks he is suitable for that particular job, how he fits in to the present position are to be mentioned. And a question like this may be asked in the examination or in general about CVs. And before taking up the question, model question, some useful suggestions to the prospective candidates are: take a photocopy of the filled in application, the covering letter, and the CV and keep them with you so that you can remember exactly what you had written. There should not be any deviation when the candidate is called for an interview and when the questions will be asked by the employers or the interview committee, keeping in view the CV produced. So the candidate should have a thorough idea of what he has written, what he has presented in his CV. So it's always advisable to take a photocopy of the filled in application, what sort of details are asked for in the application, the covering letter and the CV. He has to keep them with him and he has to the interview, and the model question is: wanted a sales manager for our Kolkata branch, preferably an MBA with a minimum of 2 years of relevant experience. A pleasant personality and good communication skills are required. Please send your detailed CV to postbox number 1564, Ganesh Avenues, Kolkata 7,13,000 within a week. So a question like this will be asked, and the candidate has to apply with his covering letter and the CV.